Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Christy Don One, and I am back with another video. You know what you got to do: rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when my next video or live stream goes down. Follow me on Twitter because that's where the magic happens. And when I do tweet, I don't tweet as often, but when I do, it's very informative and very informational. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's topic. All right. So the Dallas Cowboys have gave a proposal for Ezekiel Elliott, and if Ezekiel Elliott accepts this proposal, he will be able to come back. All right, so it's probably doing it because my Wi-Fi is on. Sorry. Okay, so this proposal, Ezekiel Elliott will be making more money than Le'Veon Bell. Okay, when you look at it contract wise, he'll be the second highest paid running back in the NFL. But it's not going to be any more money than what Todd Gurley got from the Rams. And there have been rumors that suggest that Ezekiel Elliott wants to be the highest paid running back in the NFL. So in order for that dream to be true, Dallas is going to have to fork over some more money just for him to have that honor, which, you know, the next contract out for the next running back. Okay, so he's not going to be able to keep this quote unquote title much longer, because the next running back around the corner is going to be saying the same thing to his team. Well, I want to be the highest paid running back. I want to make more money than Ezekiel Elliott. Now, the funny thing about the NFL that makes the NFL different from all, start this over again, because it keeps connecting to every Wi-Fi spot on the block. Okay, so the NFL is different from the NBA. The NBA has a soft cap where you can probably sign somebody to whatever they want to be signed to, and but then you run the risk of, like, if you've been drafting very, very well, you're not going to be able to have everyone. You won't be able to sign everyone to a max contract. Okay. I.e., go look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right. So, and in baseball, if Ezekiel Elliott was playing baseball, well, they have no cap at all. If he was with the Yankees or wherever, they'll be like, sure, no problem, we'll sign you to the max. Okay, no big deal, no skiing off their nose. But in football is about numbers. There's more on the roster. It's 53 guys that you also have to take care of. And the funny thing about these contracts is, if you draft very, very well in the NFL, ultimately you have the mindset of signing everybody that you have drafted, that you fully are committed and that you believe in. Plus the fact that if you want to fill holes in free agency, you want to have the leverage and the money to do so. And Dallas is in a pretty financial state of mind. Being out from under a lot of bad contracts throughout the years. Now they're out of those contracts, and now they are really pinching their pennies, so to say. Not because they don't have any money, it's just some fact of it's a hard cap and it's difficult. Okay, so in order to bless Ezekiel Elliott of being the highest paid running back, and on top of that, you're going to have to pay Dak Prescott from $30 to $35 million a season, and on top of that, you got Amari Cooper. It makes life a little difficult. It's a problem but it's a problem that Dallas would love to have versus other teams in the NFL who have problems and difficulties being very competitive. Okay, plus you have to look towards the future, and they have signed a lot of a lot of good defensive players that have the possibility of being great, but they want to have the cap flexibility to keep those players. All right, so, and they already spent a lot of money on the offensive line. So how is this going to work to try to please Ezekiel Elliott at the same time making the team very, very competitive? And it's going to be difficult on Dallas standpoint because you can't sign everybody. Everybody can't be signed, okay? So if somebody's going to have to take a pay cut, and if you've been listening and paying attention to the news, Dak Prescott is not interested in taking no pay cut. Amari Cooper, you can't afford to walk up to him and say take a pay cut because you lost a first round draft pick just to get him. Okay, and now Ezekiel Elliott, you can't come sideways to him, ask him to take a pay cut when he knows damn well that everything, as far as success on the offense, it really stems around Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Dallas have been, trying out different running backs in the preseason, and none of these running backs are going to be capable of taking Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, so when Jerry Jones was asked in training camp about Ezekiel Elliott, he kind of, tongue-in-cheek joked about the whole situation and said, Ezekiel Elliott who? Okay, and that's when you look at Ezekiel Elliott's agent, he took it as blasphemy. He took offense to it, and even though Jerry Jones was joking, you can look at the joke, say, yeah, he was joking, but there was some serious undertones to it, and not to say to the point of he thinks Ezekiel Elliott is a scrub, not to the point of they're moving past Ezekiel Elliott, but just trying to nudge him in the ribs, sort of say, what's up, man? Try to nudge him in the ribs, sort of say that life will go on. Life is still going on. We still have a great chance of making the Super Bowl and having a very successful regular season. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Thanks for the thumbs up. Really do appreciate that when people. Yes. Can I get a chicken biscuit and a sweet tea? No, a chicken biscuit and a sweet tea. Yeah. Thank you. All right. And on a side note, it's very, very important for people to hit the like button, because a lot of people ask me to hit me on my DM saying, yo, man, you be having some great content on your channel, but your channel isn't, it's not as successful or as popular. A lot of people don't know anything about your channel. And that's one of the reasons why people don't know anything about my channel. I have some great information. I have some great content. I know that. But at the same time, if everybody comes in, hit the like button, and like if half of you guys come in and just share the content, even if you don't agree with my opinions, you can always share it on social media and say, look what this jerk said about X, Y, and Z. Or if you do agree with what I say, well, man, this dude had a great proposal on a certain topic. I think you guys should listen to it. And if you guys share it with your friend, family, and followers, it will benefit me in the long run. I'm not trying to make any money on YouTube, okay? So, but I do like it when people watch my videos. And I do appreciate all types of views. And it's not the quantity of the views, it's the quality of the views. In my opinion, I could be happy with with 50 people watching my video versus 5,000 people who only just watched 2 or 3 minutes of my video and really didn't get my full diagnostics on a certain topic or a certain subject. Okay, so I really do appreciate that. I just want to let that be known. I want people to know that, and I'm going to get back into the Ezekiel Elliott topic, and but I really do appreciate that. I'm trying to wait on this and see. Here we go. I'm about to get into the topic. Good thing I did. Good thing I did. Hello, how are you? Alrighty. I have this phobia that when I get someone my card, what if there's no money on the card or if my card was declined? I always get the phobia about it. And I just get this moment of, a sense of that could happen. Even though I know that there's money on my card. But, today's technology isn't as strong as it once was in the 80s or in the 90s, where it was very reliable, very dependable. Today's technology is not like that. It has a lot of great things about it, but then it has a lot of bad things about it. Today's technology. You too, ma'am. You take care, sweetie. Okay, so Ezekiel Elliott. Let's get into Ezekiel Elliott. All right. So, what's going to happen with Ezekiel Elliott and what's going to happen with the Dallas Cowboys? I feel like ultimately, the Cowboys are going to have to, this is going to be like another Antonio Brown situation where you're going to have to give him whatever he wants to get him on the roster, because you really do need Ezekiel Elliott, because Ezekiel Elliott makes everything else goes around the Dallas Cowboy offense. Given, having Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, on the defensive side of things, you're going to have to scheme for the fact that Ezekiel Elliott is present and on the field. Okay, and that helps out Dak Prescott because he's a system type of quarterback. Okay, so that makes him feel more comfortable. That makes him orchestrate the offense a little bit better, knowing that Ezekiel Elliott is on the roster. Okay, because he can always hand it to him. All right, and it makes everybody else better outside of the offensive line, meaning the tight ends. Jason Witten, he's very dependable, but he's not the same Jason Witten he was 5 or 6 years ago. And Amari Cooper, as well as the other weapons that they have at disposal of the offense. It also helps the defense because now the defense can sit back and rest. Okay, so they're gonna probably they're probably gonna have to give a little bit more to please Ezekiel Elliott just to get him on the roster. Okay, and they're gonna pay for that at the end of the day, because then they're not going to financially be stable enough to keep keep their core defense intact, because when it's time for their negotiations, they may not have enough money to sign the players that they drafted and they believed in. But the funny thing about the draft is it comes every year, and Stephen Jones, as well as that group that decide whether or not who they're going to pick in the draft, they're the ones who doing the decisions as far as signing players and as far as drafting players. So if you've been doing it, you might as well realization that you're not going to be able to sign everybody, and you're just going to have to plug in a player that in the back of mind you're going to lose in free agency. It's just the way it goes, and it's been like that. Okay, so, and I feel like the Dallas Cowboys have a possibility of going very, very deep in the playoffs, and you don't need all this added distractions on already a complicated season for the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it on the Dallas Cowboy topic. One thing I want to talk about before I go, because I got a little bit more time to kill, is I feel like y'all understand YouTube is changing, and it's changing in a lot of amazing ways for the viewership, the subscribers out there. Now you guys have options, okay? You also have premium service. I feel like YouTube want to take make those big boy decisions and make those big boy steps to rival a Netflix, a Hulu. Okay, so they're going in that direction too. Plus, there's some. They also, have in the community of YouTube. Has always supported YouTube as a service. But where there's good, there's also bad, okay? I feel like by, they're really taking care of the subscribers, but I feel like on the other hand, I don't think YouTube really takes care of the content providers that provide content for YouTube. And if you're big, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about the big time people that get hundreds, 300,000 views, that's got 1 million subscribers, that sort of made it in these YouTube streets. I'm talking about the mom and pop YouTube content providers, the really smaller channels that have the possibility of growing into and to become something bigger and better, okay? I'm more so thinking about those channels. And a lot of those smaller channels, when you okay, I feel like YouTube has forgotten about the smaller channels, how these new rules and regulations are really penalizing a lot of these channels. Now, I'm not talking about channels that do a lot of wrong, like promote racism, promote politics, promote controversy, promote propaganda. I'm not talking about those channels. I'm talking about there's a lot of channels out there, a lot of small-time channels out there that have a small-time base that really support that channel. This is going to be okay. Yeah. So yeah, YouTube, and I apologize. I left the Wi-Fi off, so now my phone is connecting to every hot spot and Wi-Fi connection. I apologize for that. But yeah, that's what YouTube is doing. And YouTube is in danger of losing a lot of great content providers who doesn't have a huge fan base or a huge following, but they have content. YouTube needs to realize, a lot of people go to these channels specifically for those content providers. And once again, I'm not talking about content providers that do the wrong, that put YouTube in a bad light and put YouTube in the position where they are today. But I am talking, people that copyright movies and television shows and live sports shows and things of that nature, pay-per-view boxing. I'm not talking about those channels, but I am talking about people who have honest, well-thought content. Wait for this thing to click back on. See, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next video. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. As always, deuce.